Welcome to Movie Rehash. Today I will show you action, comedy film from 1994, called The Chase. Watch out and take care. Jack Hammond arrives at the gas station to pump gas into the tank and buy cigarettes for the road. He was paying the bill at the checkout when two police officers entered the shop. Their appearance annoyed the man, but he tried not to show it and asked the cashier to give him the change as soon as possible, but he was having a hard time. The teller tried to unpack a stack of change but accidentally spilled the coins, which caught the attention of the police. After the police heard on the radio about the theft of a Volkswagen Silver Rabbit, they saw a car of the same make and color on the road. They asked Jack if he drove it, and the man replied that he was a pedestrian. Meanwhile, the client grabs him with candy on his back and pretends to be a gun. He told the cashier to take away the police gun and put it in his pocket. Jack takes a real gun out of his pocket and threatens to kill the girl if the police don't let him go. He took the hostage and drove his red BMW. A show about the life of a Newport police officer is being filmed in one of the patrol cars. The protagonist of the plot claims that there is enough crime in the city, but here not as much as in the megacities. On the radio, the hijacking and kidnapping news announced again, and the police along with the reporter and the cameraman give chase. Natalie, Jack's hostage, begs him to let her go and keep the car for himself, but he can't because she is his insurance. However, he assures the terrified girl that he didn't mean to harm her, and she would be released once they were both safe. As a man goes out to smoke, Natalie grabs a lighter and attacks him, burning the skin on his neck, and the man lost control for a while and swerved into the oncoming lane. Finally, he forced the girl to back off, but the lighter fell on the seat between Jack's legs, and the inside of the car filled with smoke. Thanks to this fort, the police got a little closer to them, and Jack had to leave the lane on the sidewalk. He yells at passers-by to get out of the way and tries not to hurt anyone. As the car returned to the track, Natalie realized she was going to throw up, and stuck her head out the window. The police think that she is trying to give them a signal, but they immediately understand what's going on when everything the girl had for breakfast flies into the windshield of the patrol car. Suddenly, Jack finds out that he has kidnapped not just a girl from a gas station, but the daughter of an industrial magnate, Dalton Voss. He realizes that he cannot escape from the chase within Newport, especially since now everyone will decide that he deliberately kidnapped the billionaire's daughter to demand a ransom. So he drives onto the interstate highway leading to the Mexican border, and informs Natalie that she will have to leave with him. Meanwhile, Dalton Voss, learning of his daughter's abduction, arrives at the station, trying to find out if the police are doing everything in their power to save Natalie. Finally, officers manage to identify the perpetrator. The day before, Jack was sentenced to 25 years in prison for armed bank robbery, but escaped while transporting prisoners. The police linked up all available patrols and helicopters to arrest him, and news of the criminal fugitive and kidnapping of the tycoon's daughter is now broadcast on all federal channels. Several incidents occurred during the chase involving civilian cars and anatomical theater truck, which artificial, but realistic and scary corpses fall out onto the road. Jack, once again trying to calm Natalie down, tells her that he hates violence and the accusations are false. At the time of the bank robbery, he lived across town and worked as a clown at children's parties. The real robber just dressed up as a clown, and Jack's neighbor reported him to police because she saw him in a similar dress. During a search of house, the police found the suit and arrested him in order to close the case as soon as possible. Dalton Voss called Natalie to see if she was okay. The man offers Jack a ransom of $50,000, but is refused in return. Dalton, along with his wife, Natalie's stepmother, take the time to tell his daughter that she's been letting him down lately, but Jack, quickly tired of it, he intervenes in their conversation and stands up for his hostage. Natalie remained shocked by this gesture, because no one had ever allowed himself to talk to her father in such a tone before, and even more so no one stood up for her in front of him. Jack's lawyer, having heard the news about his client, contacts the police and assures that Natalie is safe, because Jack will not harm her for anything, and then calls Jack himself. He asks him to stop the car and surrender, but the guy, of course, refuses, because he was convicted unfairly, and besides, now, in addition to robbery, theft of 2 cars, shooting at police officers and intentional kidnapping will be added to his charges, which means that instead of 25 years he will be given a life sentence. Later, Jack gets another call and is very surprised when the man on the other side introduces himself as a news correspondent and offers to give him an interview, and Jack even agrees. Meanwhile, two boys passing by, seeing the chase, decide to become heroes and catch the villain themselves, but their plans soon fail. They cause a big car accident and blow up their own car, but they survive. Natalie realizes that the gun Jack threatened at the gas station is just candy bar, and she begins to understand his words that he cannot stand violence. Feelings arose between them. Natalie handed out a chocolate bar, fed it to Jack, and healed the wound on his neck that was left, and Jack admits that when he saw her in the shop before kidnapping, he immediately thought he would like it among other things. The girl starts questioning him about his private life, and finds that he has been completely free for the last 2 years he has spent waiting for the verdict. Then, kisses him and offers to make love halfway, without looking up from the steering wheel. Policemen waiting in line wondered why the car suddenly started rocking, instead of following a straight line. A little later, Natalie announced that she herself wanted to go to Mexico with him, because she was holding nothing back. She offers to demand a large ransom from his father so that there is something to live on for the first time, and Jack, contemplating this offer, suddenly realizes that the highway is truly deserted. When they reach the Mexican border, the boys find that the road is completely blocked off, and a group of police cars and several bulldozers are crowding right in front of them, blocking the road. Natalie panicked again and begged Jack to do something, and he turned, got off the highway, and crashed. Didn't want to ruin Natalie's life, because if he took her with him, she would have to hide from the police for the rest of her life. They were soon surrounded on all sides by police, journalists and 2 helicopters. Jack gives the girl a gun, stolen by a police officer at a gas station, begs her to get out of the car and not put herself in danger anymore. Natalie reluctantly fulfills his request. The man decides to spend his last minutes listening to music and a cigarette between his teeth, then goes outside and pretends to have pulled a gun behind his back, and the police quickly react and fire a series of bullets at him, causing Jack tragically dead on the spot. However, this turned out to be just Jack's imagination, and in fact, he didn't even have anything to light a cigarette. He got out of the car with his hands up and allowed himself to be caught, but Natalie couldn't let the police pick up her boyfriend and decided to act. She pulls a gun from her pocket and holds a reporter hostage, threatening to kill him if they don't let Jack go. And to prove the seriousness of her intentions, he blows up the police helicopter with 1 shot, and after waiting for the police to release the man, he tells everyone to stay where they are. With Jack and the pilot, she gets on helicopter of the film crew, and they take off. A few days later, Jack and Natalie were quietly sipping cocktails and relaxing on the beach in Mexico City. In this way, movie also ends here. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe for more interesting recaps.